Hi everybody, Matthias with PB Sports here, telling you everything you need to know about the basics of disc golf. What is it? What are the rules? And a little bit about how to throw and proper form. So what is disc golf? It's very similar to golf in a lot of ways, where you're trying to shoot as low of a score as possible and normally played on 9 or 18 holes, but instead of using a ball and clubs, you're throwing frisbees and trying to get them into a basket, just like this one. What disc golf differs from regular golf is that it's played in a wide variety of terrains, usually ones unsuited for any other recreational activities. Because of the way discs fly, they can shape around and through things that most other sports can't. And it's accessible to all ages. You just have to be able to stand up, walk around, and throw a disc, and you can play disc golf. So how do you play disc golf? What are some of the basic rules? Players will take turns on a designated tee pad area, usually a rectangular concrete surface with a T sign next to it showing you what hole it is and a little bit of information about the hole. And each player will step up and throw towards the basket that is at the end of each hole. Once everybody throws off of the tee pad, you walk up to your lie where the disc landed, and whoever is furthest back from the basket will throw again. And you just repeat that process. Whoever's furthest from the basket throws towards the basket until everybody gets it in. And once you do, you count up how many throws it takes, and that's your score for the hole. An important note is, if it's supported by the chains like this disc or lands inside of the basket, that does count. But if it lands on top, you have to do one more throw to get it in. You keep throwing and going on to the next tee pad until you complete your round and add up all your scores, and whoever has the lowest score wins. The important thing to remember is to have fun, but if you want to be a little competitive with your friends, that's all the better. So what are the different types of discs? You may have already noticed that these are a lot smaller and a lot thinner than regular frisbees, and that is for a specific purpose. These are designed to go far and get to the basket in as few throws as possible, not to catch with friends and throw around for fun. I mean, it is for fun, but a different kind of fun. And within that category of disc golf discs, there are 4 different types. The first one that I'm holding in my hand right now is a putter. The distinctive feature of most putters is that they have a very rounded, blunt edge so that they can hit as much air as possible and slow down. They're not designed to go super far. They're actually best utilized when you're close to the basket, anywhere from 100 feet in, and for the better players, 200 or so feet. Because they slow down so fast, they can't veer off in one direction very quickly and give you a lot of control, even if you mess up a little bit. The next one is a mid-range. It's very similar to a putter, but you'll notice that the edge gets slightly sharper on a mid-range than a putter. It'll still slow down, still hit a lot of air, but it does travel a little bit further. And as you get edges being sharper like this, you do lose a little bit of control because the disc has more time flying in the air to veer off in one direction or another. But mid-ranges still give you a decent amount of control and will go a little bit further than putters for those approaches that just can't quite get there with the putter. Next up, we have the fairway driver. This is where you really notice the beveled, sharp edge in a disc. These are designed for more distance shots, and because of that beveled edge, you do lose a little bit of control. You're getting more distance, so there's more time for the disc to veer off left or right. There's big rewards with throwing these, but if you aren't very careful with it, they can be downfalls as well. And then finally, distance drivers. My personal favorite, they're the big boys. They can get you really far down the fairway, but because of that, they are the hardest to control. A lot of players, until they become pretty good at disc golf, do struggle with these, so don't feel bad if if you do. But when you finally get it, the payoff is immense and you will be chucking discs down the fairway. To finish things off, I'm going to give a quick overview on the three main types of throws you would see when playing disc golf, called the forehand, the backhand, and putting. Forehand and backhand are very similar to how you might have thrown frisbees with friends, but there are some changes that you do for disc golf to get more distance instead of more control and short distance throws. And I'm going to go through that right now. For backhand, you want to, and my head's going to be cut off just so you can see my feet and the rest of my body. To start off your grip, you want to stick the disc in the middle of your hand and then roll it up so it's stuck in between your fingers like that, and then wrap your bottom three fingers into the rim of the disc, then follow that up by bringing the fourth down and around. Your thumb should sit on top, and you can move your thumb wherever it's comfortable along here. So now that you've got the grip down, you can go on to the throw. There are step-up variations of the throw where you take multiple steps, but I'll show you just the basic standstill. So you want your legs to be slightly shoulder or slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and your front foot a little bit in front of your back foot, like this. My target is actually going to be straight out this way. You'll notice I'm completely sideways to my target, and that's intentional. So now you've got the grip of the disc. You want to bring it back in line with your target. You don't want to wrap it around your body because you're rotating too much, but just straight back in line with your target so that your body doesn't get in the way. And then to complete the throw, you're going to shift your weight onto your front foot, a little bit of a rocking motion, and then at the same time, jut your elbow forward and your arm through, and release the disc. I do want you all to keep in mind that disc golf form is a lot harder than just playing catch with a friend, and if you don't get it right away, don't be discouraged. Everybody starts somewhere, and you will get better with it with practice. That being said, the next throw is the forehand. For the grip, you almost want to make a finger gun, 2 fingers, and you'll actually take those and put them along the inside of that rim and really tuck the disc into the divot in your thumb. And with your other 2 fingers, you can just rest it along the rim to hold the disc in place, like so. Same thing, thumb placement you can do wherever. I find it most comfortable right about here. And then to do the throw, you can do a little step up if you want, a little hop. I'm just going to show the one step, and you can mess with your steps as you go. You're going to bring the disc back, try to keep it on a flat plane, take your step, and then as you're stepping, bring your hips around, and then try to lead with your elbow. Pop your elbow forward first, and then follow through along the same line. Be sure, as you're following through, to really pop your wrist. Pop it hard. That gives the disc a lot of the spin that it needs to keep it from wobbling. If you don't give it that pop, you may notice that it wobbles a lot. And then finally, putting. Putting is similar to backhand, where it's coming across your body a little bit, but you're facing your target. Just like in forehand, you're facing your target as you're throwing. And this is mostly used for close range throws, trying to make it in the basket. A lot of people don't putt until they're in 60 feet or sometimes even 30 feet. To putt the disc, It's a much wider grip. Let me grab a putter real quick. Okay, I've got my putter. As I was saying, the grip is much wider. You take what you would do on a backhand like this and spread your fingers out along the bottom with your pointer finger just barely going over the rim. And then thumb on top, as always. And take a stagger stance facing your target. Bring your disc down to about, hip height. You can vary how far you bring it down. Down, forward, and then same thing. If you get that wrist pop, it'll give the disc a little extra spin. And if you follow through with your wrist pointing right at your target, it should go, for the most part, in the right direction. This has been just a quick overview, and didn't want to get into too many specifics. There's plenty of other videos to get into specifics, but that should be able to get you started on disc golf. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Matthias with PB Sports. Have a good day. Keep on throwing those discs.